It's all the way live. Probably need to go live on Instagram as well, huh? Let's get it. Damn it. Stop it. All right. So now I got to back this thing up because I got to get you in that frame too. Matter of fact, if you want to sit,
I like where I'm sitting.
well, you can't be seen on this one.
Other way. Turn. Scoot it on in. Right there.
There we go. All right. We live. Let's go. Hit record right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are back. I got Miss Tanika Blackmon here with me as well. And I'm going to give you guys a few moments to go ahead and log on before we get everything started. See, it's locked out every time. It's all good. We here. Hey, we just having some fun. So we're going live. So folks, make sure that you jump in and hey, jump on the line. If you're just now getting this, we got people this loading up on Instagram. We're loading up here on. All right, cool. Bet. There we go. Excellent. So we in there. We in there like swimwear. Jump on in. Let's get ready. Mind Your Business Bootcamp Day 3. Let's get ready to have some fun. And I got a lovely guest here, so I'll introduce her in just a few moments. But as you guys come on in, or whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Instagram, right? IG, we're live on both right now. We're also live on YouTube as well. But I want to make sure that for all of those that are coming in, please make sure that you share this to, what'd you say, about 10, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, 500 people. The more the merrier. Yes, the more the merrier. Okay. So I want to make sure that the audio works right here for there. They'll hear you. Instagram will hear you, but I'm wondering on Facebook. So let me see. Go ahead and say something for me.
Hello.
Excellent. All right, cool. So what we'll do is we'll have this fun conversation once again. Yes, I got some folks over there. So I'm gonna give y'all claps like this and waves every time. Marilyn, I see you. She joined. I'm gonna give you hand waves because I can't reach the phone and hit the button. You know what we do when we doing it, right? But no. So we're live today. We're gonna have some fun. Mind Your Business Bootcamp Day 3. I have a lovely guest with me. Yes, I got her to come on down in the studio, so to speak, and we're gonna have some fun. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, hey, I see you waving right back. If you did not know, I am your favorite host and MC, Ronnel Blackmon. Get a great opportunity. We're here down in Atlanta, Georgia, to speak to hundreds, thousands of folks. I'm a brand ambassador for different teams, different companies as well. And we get a great chance each and every single day, pretty much, to work with some amazing brands, some amazing organizations. And today, or should I say this week, we have been talking about Mind Your Business Boot Camp. Yes. Mama Kia. She said, hey, T. So we on. I love it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please go ahead and share this to what you think about 10, 20, 30, 40. Hey, as many people as you can. Send it out. Let them know that we're going live. This is day 3, our final day of the Mind Your Business Boot Camp. Okay. So it's the final day of the Mind Your Business Boot Camp. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the agenda. We'll have our mindset moment. And on today, we'll be talking about relationships. We'll be talking about self-care, and we'll also talk about some free time. Okay. So what is the difference between self-care and free time? We'll get into that a little bit as well. But for those of you that are coming on, please let me know, man, how has this experience been? Like, let's have a conversation here, right? How has this experience been virtually, online? I'm going live and I'm sharing these, different things that I found that attaches, business wise, that attaches to the mental aspect, right? So we want to make sure to take care of our mind the same way that businesses take care of themselves. Okay. So we want to be very intentional. I'm slowing it down a little bit. I felt the fact that I got excited and I was ready to go. And maybe it's the water that's in my cup. It is crunching on some ice. It's all good. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mind Your Business Bootcamp. As soon as yes, it's been very enlightening. I appreciate that, cousin. Yes, down here in Atlanta. Let me see. I've been dropping some gems. Appreciate that, Maryland. You rocking it out. I'm waving to everybody with my hand as you all come in because I can't reach. I said this a little bit earlier, but some of you might have missed it. All right. Well, hey, we're just going go on. Cousin said, hey. Hey, cousin. All right. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started then. So the first thing first that we want to share with you guys today as we get started, we want to make sure that number one, when we talk about minding your business, a lot of things come into play, right? And a lot of relationship things, a lot of, mental health aspects, but then also, do you take time for yourself, right? What does free time even look like for you? So I'm going to go ahead and slap this agenda and let you guys know that we're going to have our mindset moment, right? So we'll have a mindset moment. I'll drop a little bit of knowledge. We're going to talk about relationships, how to build professional and personal relationships, and how they align, right, with some businesses and how they handle some of their relationships as well. We'll talk about self-care. So self-care is very important. You would agree? You agree? Okay. Yes. Self-care is very important. Hit a thumbs up in the chat. Matter of fact, hey, as comments come in, I want to shout you out. So please, anything that you guys can share, anything that you want to talk about, please feel free to do so. I'm going to also make sure that we are logged on here as well. Boop, boop, boop. Boom. So I can see comments as they come in also. All right. So, here we go. I'm going to drop the volume down just a bit. But yes, so what we want to talk about is, we want to make sure that, hey, we're taking care of ourselves. And it first starts with the mind. That's why we're talking about mind your business. Matter of fact, Tanika, I got a question for you. As mind your business, the boot camp and everything that we've been discussing and everything, when I first told you, hey, I want to do a boot camp called Mind Your Business, what were your thoughts?
Well, I always believe in mind your business, how we normally utilize mind your business. I always believe that your thoughts are not always meant for everybody else, especially when you're still kind of going through the thought process of trying to figure it out. Because what I have experienced is most of the time when you're letting everybody know what's going on in your mind, you have a lot of those people in your circle that'll come back and then question. And either you drop the original idea that you had, you changed it around. Why? Because you're going through a process of whatever the thought is. So the whole mind your business aspect, I like it just because of that piece of it. Now, when you got into the meat of it and you broke it down even more so, I thought it was genius because it does. If you mind your own business, if you feed into your own business, which is you, right? You're always your own business, regardless if you work for someone, regardless if you actually own your own business, you first and foremost are your own business. You are your own brand. So I love the whole overall thought process about minding your business, feeding into your business, feeding into yourself, investing in yourself. So I have enjoyed the past 2 days.
Excellent.
I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, hey, we want to start this thing off right. And once again, if you have any comments to share, if you've been enlightened or if, any gems, please make sure that you comment. If you're watching this on replay, hit that like button, hit that love as well. And make sure that you share this out to people so that we all can, really be the best and do the best that we can as we grow together. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is our mindset moment, right? So there's this thing called Ubuntu. 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 It's an African philosophy. Ubuntu. Yes. Like Ubuntu. No. But like, have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Has anyone out there ever heard of Ubuntu? Let me know. I want to hear it. I want to hear it in the chat. Have you ever heard, are you like, Ronnel, what are you talking about, right? Ubuntu. So Ubuntu is a philosophy around humanity. The philosophy is also about the belief of I am because we are. Okay? I am because we are, right? The belief in a universal bond, right? Of sharing that connects all humanity. Okay? So it's a sharing that connects all humanity. When I first heard it, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, this sounds like a team sport. Come a little close. Come like
I
you like
speak loudly.
No, but it's not catching on the mic.
Okay.
Please.
I'm sorry.
type of mic is very sensitive.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, come to coast like you like me, girl. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So, Ubuntu, like I said, the philosophy is political philosophy about humanity, about how we all can work together.
Mhm.
And, that is one of the things that I thought about with the Mind Your Business Bootcamp, right?
Mhm.
If I mind my own business
Yes.
and I take care of myself,
Yes.
if everyone is working on that same page,
Yes.
then we can be the best versions of ourselves for each other,
I would agree.
for the world,
I would agree.
for humanity, right? And a lot of that sometimes has to do with, just like coming up against different circumstances that will, slow you down, that will stop you. And you think, oh man, I gotta get other people, right? I gotta get into other people's business because my business isn't straight,
Mhm.
right? So now you begin to dive into other folks' business, so you're not minding your business anymore
Mhm.
because you're intentionally going over and saying, well, what you got going on? Because
Yes.
my house look messed up. What's going on with you, right?
Yes.
But like as a humanity, we should be looking to uplift each other, right?
Yes.
And work together as a team. Now, one of the things I wanted to, kind of hit on and think about, or should I say talk about, was the sacrifices, right, for humanity
Mhm.
that we have to make, right? So
Mhm.
this is the mindset moment, right? Talking about minding your business. Businesses do business for all people, right? Well, most
Should be.
businesses,
Mhm.
they should, right?
Mhm.
Right. But like we have to sacrifice something in order to win. The mindset not only that we must have, but we must become
Yes.
as far as a humanity, right?
Yes.
From a humanistic standpoint. For some of you, you don't know this, but just got a tattoo of a skull, right? And what it represents for me is it represents humanity, right? Because underneath my skin, underneath my, the muscular system and everything, like we are all human, right? We all have the same makeup. So we need to come together and be the best versions of ourselves, right? We all have our own story, but we also have to make sure that we're moving the needle, right? Moving the needle forward, and that we're doing the very best with what we have. Anybody else, feel free to comment on that. Make sure that you look that up. It's Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. So the
Ubuntu.
proper spelling
Yes.
is U-B-O.
No.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Yes.
Okay.
Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Yes. So, all right. So next up, let's talk about this really quickly, right? So, as I said, we want to keep moving forward. We want to make sure that each and every single day that we have the opportunity, right, to become better, right, to become better, and how we can become better, especially with our mindset, is through our relationships, right? So through our relationships, and the way in which, so the definition of relationship, let me just share that, right? The definition of relationship is the way in which two or more, right, concepts, objects, or people are connected, or a state of being connected.
Yes.
Right? That's relation. So pretty much like we're relating, right? We relate to each other. We're in relationship over, and a subject, a topic. We're connected, right? So think of like what are some, and don't look at my cheat sheet, right? But like what are some quick characteristics of a relationship that you could think of? And I'm looking for some comments as well. Look for comments. We are, yep, I see
Honesty.
you. Okay, honesty. I like that.
Loyalty, but that can be taken several different ways because
Okay.
everybody's perspective of loyalty is not the same.
Mm.
But loyalty, communication, honest or not, right? Agreement or not, communication, I think is super key. And there has to be some type of trust factor where I can at least talk to you. So again, if I don't agree with you, I should feel comfortable enough to speak whatever I need to speak and trust that your response to me is what you really feel. Because I feel like when you tell people how you feel and they respond, if they're truthful, then you know what you need to do from there. You know which direction you need to go from there. And that's personal relationship and professional work relationship. So those are some of the
it's interesting because just tying it back to the mind your business aspect, right? How your mind is the most important business that you should have. All of those same things, like you said, personal and professional, those are all what businesses think of.
Absolutely.
Right? Successful businesses, they think of, hey, how can we be trustworthy? How can we, communicate? How can we be loyal? How can we, gain the trust of our community, of our market, right? Of our industry? How can we be, how can we partner up in relationships with other folks that are in the industry as well, other that are in the market also? So what I found is when it comes to relationships and what businesses align with, the top three that I found, again, please feel free to type into the comments. I want to hear from you as well. I see appreciation. Yes. Respect. Listening. Yes. Come on. Keep coming. I like it. Partnership. That's what I'm talking about. This the activity. I want to complimenting each other. Yes. Hopefully, I compliment her because you definitely compliment. No, I'm messing. But no, consideration, yes. Like, think about that. These are all things that businesses do, that businesses focus on, right? In order to be the absolute best business that they can be, right? So the first one that I want to talk about is trust, right? Trust. I want to talk about trust because for businesses, trust has to be, it has to be had, right? And in relationships, personally or professionally, from an individual side, we need trust also, right? In order to have this relationship. And just to define it really quickly, it's a firm belief, right, in reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. So, like, really having that belief in it being reliable. Like, I'm believing this chair is going to be here, right? It's going to hold me up, right? I'm believing this phone is going to stay intact and everything. I'm believing that nobody's going to call as well during this live presentation. No worries. But no, I'm believing that the microphone is picking up our voices, right? I have trust in it. And the more and more that I do it, the more repetitions, right, that I build even more and deeper trust in it, right? So, like, for you, when you hear the word trust, right? When you hear the word trust, what is something that, kind of right off the back, just like do you have any stories? You got any stories about, I mean, you got trust issues? I got trust issues.
I do.
We both got trust issues.
Anyone that knows me knows that I have trust issues.
Feel free. Go ahead.
The thing about it with trust, especially because, again, this is mind your business. So I don't want to take it too personal because I want to keep it on the business aspect. However, how I've allowed myself to function in a trust space when I'm talking about personally does affect business. I will say that I've tried to be conscious about when I'm in that setting and when I'm not, because the reality of it is you do have to shift a little bit when you're up in their business, especially from our standpoint. We have clients, right? I mean, our business is more than me. So ultimately, whatever I'm doing, it represents so much more than just me, right?
Absolutely.
At that time, I'm someone's brand ambassador, right?
Right.
But for me, my trust issues, I don't trust people to do what they say that they're going to do. I know it, I recognize it, and I try my best to balance it out, which goes to, I'm one of those people, I don't ask for help, even when I need it. Husband, you know this. So I believe that trust is, and there's very few people that I trust, and those that I trust them because they haven't wavered. And it takes me a minute before I will allow somebody, before I trust them to allow them close enough in my space. And that's just like, some people think that I'm really quiet. I'm really not. I'm very goofy. I'm very silly. But if I don't trust you, I can't trust you to be in that space until I trust you to be in that space. So the same thing goes for work. I don't believe in, when I did work corporate, I didn't hang out with coworkers. They would think I was very standoffish. And it wasn't that. I had nothing against them, but I don't need y'all in my business. We're here to work. We can key, we can work, we can get our stuff done, but that's where it stops. We can talk about what's going on in the office, but you would never know anything in my personal life. You didn't need to. I have a family. I gotta go work. I gotta get out of here early. I ain't take my baby to the doctor. But that's as far as it goes into my personal business. So I think trust is a factor because there's so many people that do not know how to handle trust. And so when it's fragile like that, and you have some people, and we know that people have been stabbed in the back because they trust somebody. Oh, that's my girl. That's right. Oh, she's such a great boss. And they said that they're going to do this for you. At the end of the day, your boss is there to take care of themselves and to take care of whatever corporation that they work for.
Absolutely.
They can promise you the world. At the end of the day, if it doesn't look good on paper, for the company.
Yeah.
I don't care how close you are.
Right.
You can't get mad at them, but you put all your trust in that person because they made you to believe that they were going to take you to the next level. And they might. I'm not saying that they will not, but the trust issue comes there. I'd rather you be up front with me. Let's say you promise me something from a supervisor standpoint. You promise me something, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take care of this. On the next one, you're going to get this position when it opens. Position opens, you can't give it to me. I'd rather you just tell me this is what happened. The powers that be.
Right.
People above my pay grade. I can't do it.
Absolutely.
Tell me. At that point, it's out of your hands. I trust you.
Just be transparent. Like
I just
give me the truth.
Be honest, because once you give me the truth, then I know how to shift and move from my personal end.
Come on.
That's all.
Come on. Okay. Come on.
That's my trust issue.
Hey, you said a lot. Okay. I don't even know if I need to say anything else about trust, but no. So like, one of the things that I had to find when, going into this, and I'm thinking about the word trust, right? I'm thinking about like, what are some characteristics, right, that allow for businesses to see that they have trust, right, with their market, but also like personally, how do we begin to trust better, right? What are some characteristics and some things that will allow for us to, kind of trust better? So I would love to hear this in the chat. I want to hear, I believe trust is one of the most important things in business and leadership. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Say what you do what you say. I heard that as well. I'm an overshare. Yes, with trust issues. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, in order for someone to be trusted, they must first be trustworthy. I like that. Boundaries. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Keep on going. So like one of the things, like I said, that I wanted to research, and what'd you say? Huh? Oh, we got some comments on Facebook. My bad. My fault, Facebook folks. Yes. Cuzzo. No, sir. Yes. Emotionally and spiritually connected. I see you out there. My bad. I got you. Yes, definitely. You want to make sure that, emotionally and spiritually connected, especially when building those relationships, right? But like these 5 characteristics of trust that I found are, number 1, just develop self-awareness, right? Like, do you know yourself? When you know yourself, it allows you to recognize that I got trust issues. You got trust issues, right? So it allows for you to deal with people accordingly, right? So that's number 1, develop self-awareness, right? That's what companies do all the time. They develop those self-awareness. They know who they are, so to speak. They know their mission. They know their brand, right? Number 2, share opinions openly, right? A lot of times, when we're in conversations or when we are communicating, right? And if, say, for instance, I'm sharing my opinion with you and all you do is, yeah, that sounds good. And you give no input, right? And you don't, openly share your opinions. Then for me, it's like, okay, that was kind of awkward. Like, that was kind of weird, right? Like for a company, they want to hear feedback. Yes. Right. Like for a business, I mean, we want feedback each and every single time that we do an event, that we do a show. We want to know, hey, is there any way that we could have served you better? Right. So those open opinions allow for you to say, you know what? I trust that client. I trust that individual. I trust, that friend. I trust that mate even, right? So, sharing opinions openly. So if you're just tuning in, if you're just joining in, just want to get you all caught up. We had our mindset moment. Ubuntu was our mindset moment, talking about humanity, talking about I am because we are. We're now at the relationship portion of the discussion, talking about trust and the 5 characteristics of trust. Okay. So number 1, we talked about developing self-awareness. So really knowing yourself. Number 2, sharing opinions openly, right? Like it's interesting because my boy Doc, he just joined on in, right? Hey, and every time I'm with Doc, we love having conversation together. Him, myself, Bates, Greg, all of them, right? But like Doc, he is very opinionated. And he's like, so Black, tell me, like, what you think about this, right? What you think about that? And, it shows interest. And it allows for me to know that you trust what I think, right? Or you're just at least curious, right, of what I have going on between my ears. So that's number 2. Number 3, avoid vague communication. Hey, I need you to type in the text. I need you to hit the thumbs up or like, I don't know, hit the, I don't know emoji, like avoid vague communication. Like when you hear avoid vague communication, what comes to mind? What comes to mind?
I personally, they're not, the person that you're attempting to communicate with is really not listening to you. They may hear you, but they're not listening. So it's like the want, okay. And they may get a piece of what you said, but they're really not listening to you. So you get the vague communication from them. And me personally, that's when I shut down. That's it.
It is true. It is true.
Okay.
She shuts completely down. She's like, all right, I'm off. Hang up. Like, right. It's no more. Hey, I just want to appreciate all the folks that are joining in today to day 3, Mind Your Business Bootcamp. We're here talking about the importance of aligning your mind, right, and your mindset in order to reach your goals, just like businesses do, right? So we're talking about the 5 characteristics of trust. Now, T just shared avoiding vague communication, right? That is a pet peeve of her. That just like boils her teapot. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Like whatever, boys and britches, I don't know, whatever the old school. Active listening, I like that.
That's important.
Hey, she said the head nod indicates the other person is not listening with the intent to understand. I've just stopped the conversation before and laughed out loud.
Well, the thing about it is that, let's think about it. We can't ever get time back. You can't get time back.
Speak it.
So it goes back to all of these things, which ultimately, and someone said it, it's the boundaries aspect, right? So when you get to a point where you know yourself, that you're number one, when you know yourself enough to know that that's something that, for me, if I know that bothers me to that degree, I shut it down before it gets to the point where it bothers me even more. So I just shut it down and I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
so you know what? Whatever it was I was talking about, clear you were not interested. So I'm just going to leave that and wait and just talk about it later. Talk to myself about it if necessary. Whatever, I'll just shut it down. I would hate to say the person is making me believe that they are listening to me and I keep going and they're not. I just wasted 15 minutes. I'm never going to get that.
Important 15 minutes.
I am not going to get that
back.
I
need all my minutes.
Yeah. Why would I continue to talk to someone that is clearly not paying attention?
And you lose trust in the conversation.
Well, yes.
In the conversation, I'm saying at the time, at the moment, you lose trust, right? Because it's kind of like, what did this have to do with anything? Right? What I was talking about, or you didn't show care. So without showing care, right, then it's kind of like, hey, okay, yeah,
yes.
So that's number 3. Number 4, tell the truth. Tell the truth. That allows for that firm belief in reliability, right? Truth, ability, strength, someone or something. Telling the truth, as brutal as it may sound, right, is one of the most important things that, to me, is very freeing, right? It frees you from any questions, any thoughts. Telling the truth. What you saying? You miss opportunities, yes.
But it ties into, I would love you to tie in your number 5 because your number 5 has a lot to do with your number 4.
Yes. Okay. She reading my notes. Okay. I appreciate it. All right. So number 5 is, showing respect. So showing respect, right? So all of these things allow you to build trust, right? That's what you want from a business. Matter of fact, any business that you go to, you want respect. If you're being served, you want respect. You want them to tell you the truth. If I'm going to, to purchase a car, if I'm going to a restaurant, I want the waiter, I want whomever is serving me, I want them to tell the truth. And that to me shows respect.
Yes. The reason why I believe, as far as the tell the truth and the show respect, because we were going back to the whole truth aspect in the business environment, right? So again, if everyone is there's nothing worse than feeling like who you work for can't be open and honest enough to know. I mean, you probably have families, you need to take care of it goes back to me saying, if whomever I'm working with is being truthful to me, it allows me to do what I need to do to cover myself. I may say, hey, I'm gonna stick it out. Hey, we can't pay you this week. COVID hit, right? We can't pay you, but this is what we're going to do. At that point, based upon whatever my circumstances are, because they were truthful and honest, this is what we got. We want you to stay on, but listen, I can't pay you for a month. Right? At that point, I put out my stipulations. Okay, check it. Listen. we're gonna have one check it. That's when you go into
right.
listen, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I got you, I'm staying, but I'm going to need a little bit of leeway. I may need to leave 2 hours early because I'm gonna get this retail job over here so I can cover myself. Or even if that's not the case, even if it's just a matter of redirecting your finances in order for you to cover yourself, even if it's a matter of pulling money out of 401k to cover yourself, because we know that's not a 2-3 day, oh, I'm gonna request this and they're gonna give me my money. It's a process to get your own money out of situations like that. So I'm just saying, when they're when a company that we're working for or a client that you're working with is transparent, it allows you to do what it is that you need to do. And all I'm saying, and the reason why I asked you to tie in the two, is it goes back to what you were saying about Doc. Doc is very opinionated, right? But you trust that he's going to tell you what his opinion is.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have to agree with you, but you can trust he's going to tell you what you feel. And you might need another way to look at it. At the end of the day, it's your decision, right? It's my opinion, it's my decision. I'm going to do what I want to do. But I can trust that someone's going to give me another vantage point to look at it. And they were respectful when they said it, which means I can receive it.
Absolutely.
That's the only reason I'm like, tie the two in. Because you can be truthful, but sometimes it doesn't mean you have to be rude to get your point across.
Absolutely. Because I mean, again, right, we're talking about building relationships. We're talking about, having relationships that go the long way. And if you're coming up against, rude individuals, right, what's the first thing that you do if you're at a business and, you feel like, hey, they said that their customer service was A+, but I feel like I'm getting D, right, service, or C service even, right? What I'm gonna do is tell the next person, tell the next person, tell the next person. I've lost trust. I no longer believe in them to be of service to, myself, my family, or anybody that I care about, right? I love this. Travis, he put up in the text thread or in the comments, he said, you can show respect better than you can speak it. Actions speak louder than words.
Agreed.
Absolutely. You want to build some trust? Actions, right? So these are ways that we should tailor all of our relationships, right? Around these qualities, right? And number one, develop self-awareness, share opinions openly, avoid vague communications, tell the truth, be honest, right? Like no one helps, like you're not helping anyone or anything by being misleading or distrustful or anything of that nature, right? So just tell the truth and then showing respect. Now we can build some trust. Now I can believe in some of the things that you all are saying. So truly appreciate that, Tanika. And let's move on to the next portion of relationships, communication. Yes, communication. So communication, right? Effective communication is the exchange of information, intention, and emotion. Let me say that again. Effective communication is the exchange of information, right? Intention and emotion. So it involves clearly transmitting a message, clearly saying something. Yeah. It's interesting that we are here together today. Yes, but like clearly transmitting a message and receiving acknowledgement, right? That message has been received and understood by your intended audience, right? This is something. It's interesting because of you and because of our relationship, I have become a better communicator, right? Like become a better communicator when it comes to leading my mentees, speaking with my mentors, right? I know myself, right? Like, so I recognize that I may lack communication in some areas. So I'm very intentional, especially when it comes to business.
Yes.
But guess what? Personally, that thing got to fall over. It got to spill over, right? Like you have to have some spillover of communication personally as well. So personally and professionally, right? You need to make sure that you're extending and exchanging, I should say, information with intention, right? And emotion. Look, effective communication is her obey in my every command. That's Doc right there, man. I love you, bro. Hey,
don't start any mess
truth.
now.
That's
No,
the truth.
don't do that.
But no, like let's legit, like, just think about that, right? Like communication. I mean, that's something that we both do. We're both in the communication field when it comes to our industry. And that's one of the things that I've learned is the fact that, hey, and don't get on me and don't get on me on camera, okay? But like I've learned that if I didn't hear it, I almost want to act like it, or want to say it wasn't said.
Right.
It never happened.
Yes.
It didn't exist, right?
Yes.
Like, so You could be upset that I didn't hear it.
Yes.
But I didn't hear it, which means that you were speaking, it didn't reach me. Right?
Yes.
So communication is huge within business.
Yes.
I mean, if you think about it from top level within the business, let's think about that, right? From top level to middle, middle management to your brand new employees or entry level positions or whatnot, communication is key, right? Communicating the mission, the vision, the values, always, these are things that, are very important. And, we have to look at if businesses hold this as a height in order to be successful, then we definitely have to do it for ourselves.
Yes.
Even some of the feelings, right? I feel like you want to say something. Go ahead.
Well, no, you're right. I was in a position before where I did a lot of talking to my clients, which I was perfectly fine with because sometimes you got to hold people's hands, right?
Right.
But there would be certain times where I would email and then we would have a conversation. And then I would email again. And I have found, or at least I was told, just as you said, the conversation didn't take place unless I saw it. So,
Correct.
Which is why you have a lot of people, corporate particularly, that will follow up. Not everybody that will follow up. Now, some people will believe that's over communicating. Well, you text me, you emailed me, you called me, and you told me the same thing. I don't need it. But that covers your butt.
Yeah.
Because when you're working for certain entities, you felt like you did what you were supposed to do. You covered everything.
Correct.
Right. But if you didn't email everything where you can pull that sucker back up and say, see, I did it on this date at this particular time. Unfortunately, it's like, yeah, you said that you said it. But how am I supposed to believe that you said it? Which goes back to your trust.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Who are you working for?
Yep.
But that is a factor.
And then it also goes to showing respect. Right. Like, because it's like, hey, you're not respecting me enough to answer my emails.
Right.
Right. From the opposite end
right.
as well. So it's interesting, right? I'm gonna give a quick story of this, right? Because one of the things that as we're planning and doing all of these big events, right, we have a team and we have to communicate.
Yes.
And one of the things that I'll do, I'll send out an email.
Yes.
And then I'll put a group text thread together.
Yes.
Right. And I'll say, hey, just respond with a thumbs up, liked, or acknowledgement that you got the text.
Yes.
If I don't see that, I'm assuming
you didn't receive it.
You didn't receive it.
Yes.
And I am a huge believer of over communication. It's much better than under, right? Like over communication is much better than under. Yes. Hold on. What you say? So document everything. You got that right. You got to document everything. Hey, if it's on Monday.com, it better be documented, right? Like if it's in Slack, yeah.
I believe if you're in a business where it's a client or whatever that you have for short terms, like depending on how, whatever business that you're in, yes, they should have folders. And once that's dead and gone, then feel free, empty away, clean your stuff out. If it's just stuff that special legally, unfortunately, we don't always think that way. If it's legally, put it up somewhere. You're going to need it. Get you a thumb drive, a hard drive, like put it up. But yes, you should definitely document everything because unfortunately, we're in a business right now where everyone does not believe what we say, which goes all the way back to the original, which was trust.
Correct. I mean, and that's relationships again, right?
Yes.
Like, so, I mean, that's business relationships, that's professional relationships, and that's personal relationships, right? If you're in a relationship with someone that you can't communicate effectively with, right? Or you're in a relationship with someone, and it could just be your friend, right? Like you should begin to have conversations and make sure that they're effectively, right, being heard, what your point is coming across. Sometimes I like to do this. I like to do this little exercise, right? And tell me if you like. Shout out to Justin and Q. Just want to say, Justin and Q, y'all just jumped on. Appreciate y'all. Hey, we talked about mindset. This is Mind Your Business, day 3. We're on relationships. We talked about trust. Now we're on communication, okay? Got some more comments on Facebook as well. Yes, Q said, hey, that's a fact. Vague communication, especially during conflict.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, that could be bad. Yeah, ooh, that could be bad. Great conversation. I like that. Appreciate you, Darnell. Closed mouth doesn't get fed. Got to be honest on what you want. Yes. Zinda, I see it. Agree on the email follow-up. Come on, keep going. Keep dropping comments. I got to have you on here more. When I'm here by myself, don't nobody want to say nothing to me. But when T comes on, she brings that good presence, right? No, I'm just like, I like it. Or you could just leave them if it's too stressful, right? Can't babysit adults.
Now, okay, so let's talk about that, because that's
Wanda
where
A.
that is where a difference of opinions. Now,
Yeah.
I do believe in that to a certain degree. I
Mhm.
do, because especially from a management standpoint, a leadership standpoint.
Mhm.
So at that point, if I'm in the leadership position,
Mhm.
then I got to have that conversation with whoever that person is.
Yeah.
Because again, it boils down to what is your excuse me, I lost of words, but what is your field? Does it require you to communicate to that level?
Yes.
If you're in a field where you can do that, hey, listen, this is what I expect. This is what I'm going to do to our businesses close. Period. Right? The expectation has already been set. So you're not confused when I don't overly communicate. I've already told you what I'm going to do. If you got a question, please feel free. So I'm in agreement with that. But yes, sometimes you're in a position where you do have to cover yourself to a point where it's like, all right, this is what I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
And you do have some businesses that will not give you that leeway.
So and with that, right, you have to overly
communicate,
right? Again, because even the clear communication might have been, coming from you. I see Mama Kia talking about documenting everything, can translate to journaling, writing down goals, talking about minding a business yourself. Yes, exactly. So definitely seeing where all of that aligns, right? Like truly being able to communicate. Come on. God is so good. I just thought about this.
Amen.
Communicate to yourself. You got to communicate to yourself.
I talk to myself.
You got to communicate
every day. I'm my own therapist. Okay. I am. I talk to myself.
So I don't subscribe to that. So,
but that's just
I do
me.
suggest that everyone that might feel like they need someone to talk to, go to a licensed professional. Yes.
I'm a life coach.
Hey, what you say? You're like, I mean, no,
I'm
but
a certified life coach.
No, but I'm saying like a therapist. I'm saying a therapist.
Okay.
You can't have therapy with yourself. No.
But no. Okay. So not to get off subject, but that does go back to knowing yourself, right?
Yes.
Knowing yourself, because I've already admitted I don't trust easily.
Right.
So a lot of times those conversations, remember we discussed that overly sharing, and then sometimes you're in the process of trying to figure it out. So when you share so much and people are following up and asking you have some people that are just excited for the thought that you had.
Right.
So they're asking to see, where are you? Tell me more. Yeah. But then you have those other ones that were already doubting what you were doing. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. So they're sitting back. So what happened with that?
Yeah.
Right. So now you already know who these people are.
Yeah.
And you're irritated as soon as they ask you, because you know why they're asking you.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's just me. A lot of times I will talk to myself. But again, at the end of the day, because I definitely want to stay on subject, I just truly believe it falls into knowing what your field is and what it requires, because it's time consuming to overly keep documentation.
Right. Absolutely.
That's a lot of additional work that you have to do, especially if you're in one of those type of positions that have timelines, right?
Correct.
You got a lot of deadlines,
yeah,
right?
You got deadlines.
So I do. So when I say that, guys, just from my standpoint and being from a leadership and training in leadership, I just think it's good to communicate and be done with it. So you get it. Hey, I got your email. Thanks. And then from an entrepreneurship standpoint, when people give you their time, they respond to your email. Respect the fact that they respond to your email, because the fact is everyone doesn't. So to just say thank you, receive, blah 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 blah. Right. We had a 45-minute conversation today about an upcoming event that we had that we've been trying to have this meeting for over a week now. And all I did was, thanks guys, I'll send you something as a follow-up, just so that I can go over what I believe that I understood and I heard. Yes. Because guess what? What I perceived was my reality. I said this all the time. Your perception is whoever's perception, that's their reality. Regardless if it's true or not, that's their reality, because that's how they perceive it.
Come on, girl.
So I want to write it out. Hey, thanks for the conversation. Yes. To my understanding, So if something that I took or perceived is incorrect, that gives them an opportunity to say, no, we're going to do this, but this is going to be like this. So that's where your communication comes from. I don't want anyone to feel like they got to overly document absolutely everything, but depending on your field, you gauge that.
Yeah. No. You document your communication, right? And that's what businesses do all the time, because for leadership, you want to cover yourself, right? Like when you're talking to anyone that you're leading. But then also when you're in a relationship, you need to be, hey, I can show you some receipts, right? You remember that text message you sent? This is the receipt. This boy right here. Jamar, you are no longer, you fired. You fired off of my group. Jamar Bates is fired off of my group. No, I'm just messing with you, bro. But one of the things that so we talked about trust. We talked about communication, right? The third thing would be loyalty.
Yes.
Right? Loyalty,
Yes.
right? Like, so loyalty is one of those things where, like, business and personally, right, there are multiple ways that align. I would love to go through about 4 of them right here, right now. Okay. So loyal, right? Being honest with others. We talked about that earlier, how that helps build trust, right? That allows for us to have the type of relationship that we want, right? The next one I would say is using good judgment, right? In your role in the relationship, right? Using good judgment in your role in a relationship, right? Just knowing yourself. Justin said you can't hear me. Thought it was just me. Audio on IG is messed up. Oh, Bates. I don't know what just happened. Hold on. Time out. Keep it going. Keep rolling. Keep talking.
Okay.
Be honest with others. Talk about that.
Okay. Small technical difficulties.
Yeah, we got a little one.
And because we're live, we have another visitor. Yes.
That's what it is.
Can you give mommy 15? I have the little one. Can you give mommy 15 minutes? Here, why don't you go bake a cake?
Right.
And then
Are we back? Can you hear me?
Back in a minute.
You're back? Excellent. All right.
I hurt myself.
Look at this. Oh, Lord. We got the babies. The babies is coming down. See, this is what happened when you try to go live. And you got both parents down here around bedtime.
Sorry,
it's okay.
That's the real. If you ever no.
You got to go upstairs, baby.
Go in my room.
We have to communicate effectively.
No, go in my room.
We have to communicate effectively.
Thank you so much.
Good job. Good job. So like I said, number one is being honest with others, right? In business, you got to be honest, right? In order for your business to succeed, in order for you all to be the absolute very best that you want. Look, what you say, family affair. Yes, you got that right.
This is what happens when I'm asked to come.
I like it.
And record.
All right, cool. Definitely. Yes. What you say? Martina said this needs to be a show or a regular podcast. Got you. Justin said it too. Justin said it earlier too. He was like, I see it. Ronnel and T. Come on.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, J.A., thanks, man. Appreciate you. Yes. Shout out to everybody that's out there that's, kind of rocking out. Sorry.
Come on, let's
technical communication. No worries. We're jumping back in. All right, here we go. Facts. Perception is reality. I like that cue. I'm hearing exactly. I'm picking up what you're putting down, right? So using good judgment in your role in a relationship is very important as well, right? Like, so being accountable, right, for your actions, right? And having good judgment and know the right places that you need to be and, where you might not want to be, right? And how to handle different things as well. So that's number 2. Number 3, put the interests of the relationship above your own, right? So we're talking about loyalty here. We're talking about loyalty. We're talking about relationships. And man, we 47 minutes in.
Wait. I have a question.
We still got some more. Come on. Ask me the question.
That we should, or that's something we should pay attention that we should do?
No, I'm saying that we should. I'm saying because that's what businesses do. Businesses, they put the interests of the business, the mission, right, first above individual.
Okay, so can I put a
asterisk or a bullet? Okay, go ahead. Put it up.
The only thing with that is being truthful with self. You remember in the beginning we discussed loyalty, and I said
we discussed truth.
Yeah, everyone's definition of loyalty or what they believe loyalty is doesn't always match. So I think it's very important that people recognize that when you say loyal, because there's been times where we've been loyal to a business when it's time to go. That's just the reality. So sorry. Yeah.
We've been loyal to a business, right? But like, that's what I mean by like that. But that's business, right? Like a lot of times business, well, I'm sorry, we got interruptions, baby girl. She said the volume wasn't working on her phone
that's
either. That's what.
But no, I have to say that. I have to say that. It goes back. Someone even said something about boundaries. I am a true believer only because I've lived it. There are times where you have been loyal, and y'all know I'm telling the truth. You have been loyal to something or a company that you've been in. You sticking it out.
Yeah.
And you know it's time to go. So I think we have to be mindful. Definitely, I think if we're putting it out there and we're giving it all, give it your all while you're there. That's the loyal aspect. If I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna give you every little bit during that time frame that I'm there. But when it gets to a place where that definition of loyalty overexerts you, it becomes a mental strain, and it's pulling away from who you are. It's time to walk away. So we get caught in feeling like, well, we're not being loyal, we're not sticking it out when things are rough at the company. No, at that time you have to put self. Okay, self-care. Come on, just coming up. At that time, you have to put self first. Yes, because guess what? That business is gonna find somebody else. Remember, you're an employee number. Just saying.
Yeah, no, you just you align item on an Excel sheet. All right, so I want to say what's up to King Brandon. I see you just joining in, man. We're talking about relationships. We're about to wrap it up. We're talking about the things that make a relationship are trust, communication, and loyalty. This is day 3 of the Mind Your Business Bootcamp, okay? So the next thing that we're going to talk about, the fourth and last thing, should I say, when it comes to loyalty, would be protecting confidential information, right? In a relationship, right? Okay, no, let me start with a business, right? In business, you protect the confidential information of said business, right? Like you operate in a way, and people within the organization would operate in a way to make sure that they maintain their secret sauce, so to speak, right? Well, just in a relationship, the exact same thing. If a person can't protect confidential information, right, then that needs to be discussed, right? We need to have a conversation about that, because that's going to affect the relationship that we have, right? And it could be a deal breaker for a lot of folks. Like it could be like, hey, you just took me to the top level of aggravation with this, right? So protect confidential information would be the fourth way that I would say how business and personal, right, align, and how minding your business, right, protecting your
business,
yes, that loyalty is definitely a part of it. Okay, so let's move on to self-care, because I know we rounding about at almost close to what, about 45, 50 minutes in. So we just having fun. So if you want to hang out, please make sure that you do. If you think that somebody would be blessed by this, please feel free to share it. Please feel free to have a legal counsel on hand will be useful. Exactly. Trust yourself. Yes, so I'm talking about. All right, so let's keep going. Customers need first mentality. I like it. Loyalty goes both ways. Facts. Accountability is the key. I see it. Yes, Miss Brown. Accountability is the key. Loyalty definitely has to go both ways. Speaking to your point of, you don't want to be too loyal to an organization. Yes, but you got to look for, your best benefits. Again, now moving on to self-care. Yes, that's where we move on to self-care. So let's talk a little bit about that, right? Let's talk about self-care, and let's talk about like why you won't be able to work if you're sick, burnt out, or anxious, right? So self-care is necessary, right? It's imperative. It's imperative that people take the time to focus on their physical, mental, and emotional well-being first, right? So in this sense, I'm looking at this as selfish is okay. It's okay to be so-called selfish, right? Because if you don't take care of yourself, right, like a company is going to run you as long as you let them, right? Business is business. So they're going to do exactly what they need to do. And if they can get more time out of you to do it. So you need to run your own mind like that, right? Like you need to run your own mind in a sense of like, hey, let me take care of me, because I only got this one me, right? I only have this one person. So like when it comes to self-care, like what are some of the things that you believe, or, type in the chat too. I want to hear from y'all in the comments. I see we got some comments on Facebook as well when it comes to that. Yes. Yes, the key shouldn't be defined by confidentiality clearly as well. Sometimes it isn't very clear. Yes. Got to be clear with that. If you're just
jumping in, Marcus, yes, when we were on the communication, that is a part of it. I think a lot of times we don't always, that's a leadership issue.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like, and unfortunately, sometimes leadership doesn't realize that they're not communicating to the point that they need to. So rather it's just, hey, this is what we expect. I'm going to teach you based on this. So unfortunately, that happens a lot. So you start getting pieces and nuggets of information that you're supposed to do on the fly as you go. So you might even get scolded for it, but it's like, hey, no one told me. So that is definitely an issue that happens a lot in the workplace as far as being clear on what confidentiality or anything else for that matter is.
Right,
That's
right.
That's a good
And,
point.
you know, just to add to that, like I've always said this, experts aren't always expert communicators, right? Just because you're an expert in the field does not mean that you're an expert communicator. Okay.
Mhm.
So shout out to everybody that's joined. This is day 3 of the Mind Your Business Bootcamp. We're discussing relationships, and we discussed our mindset moment of the day, relationships, where we talked about trust, communication, and loyalty. And now we're talking about self-care. Wanda, I see you. She said self-care is important, right? Hey, Ron, I see you pop. Hey, he said, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody
else. That's right. But you made a point. You asked me some examples.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
sorry about that.
One of the things that I noticed, I have back issues, right? Got back issues, had back issues since I was young. But I get massages now on a regular. Had to change my mindset.
Yes.
Because that was a fee or a cost that I didn't necessarily want to utilize on my back. I may want to use it on whatever. I love to eat. Let's go out to eat. I'm getting ready to use this $60, $100, whatever it is. But I noticed a complete change of lifestyle or movement and body, and because of that. So a lot of times I believe that until we do it, we don't recognize how badly we need it. We say self-care all the time. For us women, we may go get our nails done, whatever it is for you, whatever that you feel that takes that time to allow you to have that time, it's important. But unfortunately, we can say it all day, but until we make ourselves experience, we don't realize how much it changes stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't. I mean, I think you said that in yesterday's live in regards to, you learned from a business standpoint, there's a lot of clients that don't recognize what they need and how much they need it until you actually provide it and they see it in action. It's like, oh, wow, we were missing out on that all these years. And now you brought it. So it's the same thing. I feel like until you actually put it out there and recognize, I really needed this. My whole just my whole daily functioning is different. It could be vitamins. It could be vitamins that give you that extra boost of energy that you didn't recognize that you were so low on.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, right? Vitamins. Okay, so I didn't recognize that I'm low in potassium, right? So I'm gonna just get this real quick, right? Self-care. Like, you burned out, you can be sick, you can be anxious, or you can pull a muscle, right? If you don't have enough potassium in your system. Today I went for a run. And I'm gonna get this quick story. Today I went for a run, and I was supposed to do 3-mile run easy. I started off jogging. Within the first mile, caught a cramp in my calf. Caught a cramp, and I mean, it was so bad to where I just had to walk the rest of the way. And I was discouraged. I was frustrated, right? But I had to keep moving forward, right? I had to push through. I had to do, but I couldn't push myself past my capacity. It was so bad I had to go live. If you want to check out that live, make sure you check out at Ronnel Blackmon. Yeah, you know who it is, right? Like, hey, check out that live earlier because I talked all about it. I mean, like, self-care is important, but you got to recognize, right, that, hey, something is not right. And I need to do something differently in order to get this thing right. Avocados, more potassium than bananas. FYI. Oh, you got those. I'm gonna have me some avocados. Thank you for that. Yes. So self-care strategies, right? So I got 9 of them. Got 9 self-care strategies that I want to share with the group. And if any of them land on you, just please feel free to jump on in or tell me, hey, Ronnel, hold on, we need to talk about this. All right. Number 1, don't forget to breathe. I'm talking about just taking some. Inhale, yes. And exhale, like, you seen the shirt that I had on yesterday. Inhale confidence, exhale doubt. I should have worn that today instead of yesterday. You got your worthy? Okay, cool. Yes, that's confidence brand right there. Holla Black, you know the podcast. We got merch coming out soon. Just simple plug right there. But yeah, like, don't forget to breathe. A lot of times it's like you just got to take the moment to catch your breath, right? You have to just take a moment. It's funny. I got this from Reagan the other day. And she was like, Mommy told me that if I'm ever nervous, to just breathe. Right? Take some deep breaths. And it was funny because I don't know what I was. Matter of fact, I was about to start running. And they were like, hey, Ronnel, we got 11 miles. Oh, no, we have 10 miles we're about to run. I was like, 10 miles? I really don't know. I've never ran double-digit miles. Well, we're going to run for 2 hours. I've never run for 2 hours either. So I had to take that deep breath. Okay, let's go. Hey, it's interesting, man. Like, just taking deep breaths can really change and give you, kind of just the oxygen that you need and blow out a lot of those anxious moments, right? And get rid of, whatever fears that you might have. So that's number one. Number two, minimize stress through exercise. Minimize stress through exercise. I'm talking to all those folks out there that think that they don't have to exercise because they are stressed, but they do self-care elsewhere. Minimize stress through exercise. I mean, it's very important, right? Like healthy body, healthy mind. And it allow for you to continue to be the very best version of you, right? If you're looking to work to optimal capacity, right? If you're looking to be efficient and effective, then, hey, you might be able to get a lot of that stress that you have, locked up or pent up in your shoulders and your neck, whatever the case may be. You might find muscles getting locked up elsewhere if you don't have the right potassium. But you know what I'm talking about. Minimize stress. Look, got those endorphins. You got that right. Yes, we teach Jory that also. I hear you. Hey, you got to breathe. All right. So minimize stress through exercise. Anything you want to say about that?
Nope. That's great. Keep going. Number 4.
Exactly.
Number 3.
Let's go to number 3. Get better sleep. Did you know that when you exercise more, you get better sleep? No, I'm just messing. I'm not gonna go there. No. So look, exercise doesn't have to be long either. It could be a walk to the end of the block. Yes. Exactly. Yes. Right. Exactly. Release them. Yes. Come on. I'm talking about just really getting rid of that stress, right? But getting better sleep is important. I didn't recognize this. I used to always think, hey man, I'll sleep when I die.
Yes, you used to say that.
And I did say that a lot, and I kind of would. Hold on, I got some comments over here. Yes, I got some comments. Remember to do your breathing, tune into your body. It always tells you what's happening. Health is wealth. I hear you. Come on, yes, wifey. You better spend that money on yourself. Oh no, spending money on kids. Like, they don't even like me. I like that. That's why I say, hey, FTK. We're gonna say, we remember them kids. No, just messing. All right, outsource anything that causes you mental stress. That's absolutely the truth right there, right? Like, hey, it's one of those things where, I can get better sleep if I'm outsourcing, right, some of the stuff that I no longer needed to handle, right? If I have, that person that's really great at following up, that's answering emails, taking cold showers relieve stress. I started that. I did that last year. Go ahead.
I think I read somewhere too that it's almost an energy boost. Yeah, your whole body has to wake up to some degree, right? So yeah, taking cold showers does.
And I thought about this, right? If you want to get better sleep, if you like, man, I'm not the type of person to go to sleep early. Try waking up real early. I mean, they say successful people, right? The most successful people wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, get that exercise in, get everything taken care of, right? I mean, the Marines do it. Ain't that right, Doc? Ain't that right, Jay Bates? I don't know. I'm throwing y'all out there, right? Yes. Hey, it's one of those things where you definitely have to do the things necessary, and trust me, your body will let you know, hey, it's nighttime, right? Yeah. Like I need to take a nap.
I love the sound of rain. Have you noticed that? Now the only thing with that is sometimes that can make you just don't want to budge.
You don't want to get up.
That is a really good sleep. So yes, all right, get better sleep. Oh, stretching.
Yes.
Johnny said that. That is true athlete talk right there. Yes. Stretching before going to bed does help.
Ooh, and just for all my fellas out there, if you kind of wondering why the male testosterone levels go down, because sleep deprivation can cause that as well. Marcus Bloodworth, appreciate that on there. All right, so next up, number 4, fuel up to increase energy.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times we think that we can just kind of go on fumes, right? And it's like a milestone. It's like a badge of honor. Hey, I hadn't eaten all day. I forgot to eat. I was hustling and working so hard. But that's not really the best thing. I mean, that doesn't give you the proper energy that you need in order. I mean, like for myself, maybe I don't eat during the event, but I've eaten something during the day, right? I've worked to factor in, right, what energy that I need for this event. And I can recognize clearly when I need something to eat, right? If things just aren't firing off, right, and you're trying to figure out, hey, how in the world do I, kind of continue to strive at this, okay? So, yes, fall asleep to the rain. I like that. Jay Holder, I see you, man. Hey, we're out here talking about Mind Your Business Bootcamp. All right, so we're on number 5 of self-care. Number 5 on self-care. Seek human interaction. Seek human interaction. So we're going to go over. Please feel free to check it out in the replay. If you have to log out, I would love for you to stay if you can. Right? But if you can't completely understand, check it out in the replay. We'll continue to go on because we still have one more point that we definitely want to hit. Man, this has been a fun and exciting time right here. Okay, so yes, seeking human interaction, right? Let me go ahead and move the ticker. That's number 5, seeking human interaction, right? So that's just really, getting with your friends, right? Getting with people that you can interact with, that you may not see on a day-to-day basis, and just really like kind of getting that release, right? Checking up on people. How are you doing? What's new? Is there any needle moving activities, right? I have there's a group that we meet every Wednesday night, and with Justin Carter, and he, kind of brings these entrepreneurs together, and we talk about different techniques that we're doing. And, that's a good humanistic, right? Humanity aspect, a need for others to be great in their area because I can learn from them.
Well, I will say this from a mom standpoint. We always need that time. Most of the time for me, I'm whooped. By the time, Ronnel has several pockets of human interaction with his boys.
Yes.
And no, I actually applaud it. I think it's necessary as long as I get to also do that. But for me, most of the time, I'm just like, I'm tired, I'm done, whatever. So for me, and I'll say this to anybody, you have to find those pockets, or you have to be able to carve out that time.
Yeah.
I will say the kids go to bed at 8:00. 8 to 9, don't talk to me. Yeah. That's like my time. So that's my time to just, whether I want to watch something that has no meaning to it whatsoever, whatever it is, that's my quiet time. And then afterwards, hey, we can chit chat, we can whatever, so I can prepare myself to go to bed. And as we talking about, to get some better rest. But I just truly believe that carving out whatever that time is. So if it isn't, in fact, with the hang out with your girls for a little while, maybe it's a twice a month situation where you get a chance to go out with your girls, and I say, hey, babe, you got dinner done.
I mean, and if you and just to tie it back to businesses, right? Businesses do this all the time.
They do,
right? They have, I mean, meetings. Like I'm a part of probably 3 different groups of business owners that are constantly like meeting together and talking shop and networking and figuring out, hey, this is what's going on in my field, in my industry, what's going on in yours, right? So that's why we should be treating ourselves in that same way and not running ourselves without, applauding and treating and giving ourselves the time that we need. Okay. So that's self-care. That's self-care number 5. All right. So here we are. Let's go on to number 6. Engage in activities outside of work. Engaging in activities outside of work. So, I feel like I work everywhere I go.
Yes.
Right. But I do love to engage in these type of activities. And for me, it's a form of self-care. I mean, you would probably say that, honey, like, why you told me you were tired? Like, why would you go in and why would you, why would you help out, or why would you go to this place, go to that place when your body has to be? And I'm like, well, for me, that's self-care. I get fueled by being around other people. Right. So, it's one of those things where, Marcus, where you been for the last 2 days, man? You dropping comments all over Facebook, but
great
you're right.
comments.
You're right.
Great comments.
He said, I'm up 4:30 meditating and working out, getting ready for the hectic day. Hey, as we all should. Your time, matter of fact, that's how I find my time. Like, that's my time when I go work out, right? That is my self time. That is headphones on. I really don't even necessarily need a workout partner, right? Now, if you need a trainer, that's something different, right? For your workout time. But like, hey, that time is special to me. So I would encourage everyone to, kind of continue to find a space in there for some self-care. Okay. Next will be creating a workspace that you love, right? Creating a workspace that you love. That's very important. Trust yourself because you deserve it.
Yes.
Right.
We had that.
I'm sorry. Said that. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself because you deserve it. You deserve to be treated. Right. Like when I go get my technology, right? When I go get my technology, when I go get my technology, my watch, my glasses, right? When I go get my iPad, like that is me treating myself. That is me saying that, hey, I work hard. So I deserve, nice things. I deserve things that to me would be a good investment for my business as well, right? So it's taking care of self, right? And recognizing that, there's money. Also, we talked about this on a financial aspect. When you're saving money, you also should be paying yourself and allowing for you somewhat a stipend to enjoy from the work that you put in. Okay. So again, treat yourself. You deserve it. Number 9, mental health check-ins. Talking about mental health expert, mindset coach, life coach as well, mindset coach, right? Like find yourself, someone that you could check in with, right? Find yourself someone that can give you kind of that outside perspective, your atmosphere. I love that. Yes. Like you want people during, this is what we're talking about, like minding your business, right? How can you become a better business in your mind, right? Like how can you treat your mind like the number one business that it is? Okay. So that's the last one for self-care. Feel free to drop any others if you got some in there. If you would like to, kind of just dive a little bit deeper in there. I know we got some more comments. I like it. I like it. Like it. He said, bro, I'm just getting over COVID. Been sleep for 2. Hey, when you're sick, look, when you say, he said, I've been sleeping for 2 days. I'm getting great sleep. Yes, that was self-care. Exactly.
So not to forget, number one, self-care. Don't forget to breathe. That's very important. And someone actually said it is. A lot of times we just forget. Don't forget to breathe. Minimize stress through some sort of exercise, whether it's walking or just even around the house, like just in place if you need to do that. Number 3, get better sleep. Number 4, fuel up to increase energy.
Yes.
Number 5, seek human interaction. Number 6, engage in activities outside of work.
Yes.
That is so true. Number 7, create a workspace that you love. I do believe, which is why a lot of businesses let you come to work casual. Even if they don't do it on Fridays, it's almost like the thought process of coming in casual. You just seem to, you're more comfortable. You tend to work more and you can continue to work more efficiently.
Absolutely.
Treat yourself. You deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, that does not mean you got to go ball out. Your treat could be an ice cream cone. I went yesterday to the Quick Trip and got me an ice cream cone. That's what I just felt like.
You didn't give me one?
No, I didn't because it would have melted. But that at that moment, that's what I was so happy about it. So just simple stuff. Treat yourself. You do deserve it. And then 9, mental health check-in. That is so true. Whoever it is that you trust, that you could just have a conversation.
Absolutely.
That's important.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's land this plane. Let's land this plane with this final one. Free time. Okay, let's talk about free time real quick. Free time. A lot of people would, kind of believe that, free time is like, what is free time, right? Like I thought we were just talking about self-care, right? I would align, and actually before doing this research, I would possibly align free time with self-care as well. But there is a difference, right? There is a difference between free time and self-care. Self-care is intentional time, right? And necessary activities that allow you to perform efficiently and effectively, right? So that's those self-care things. When you're doing that, you deserve it, right? Like, so go do those, right? Like, but you have to work. You got to work in order to deserve, right, the self-care time, right? So you have to do that. But even the free time aspect, right? Again, right, you have to treat yourself like a business, but also when we talk about work hard, play hard, this might be playtime for you, right? This is that opportunity to where, like for free time could be that opportunity where, you could just do whatever you want to do, right? It's not tied to your job. It's not tied to school. It's not tied to work or study, right? Anything. It's spare time, leisure time, right? Like I would love, as we, like I said, land this plane, man, let's start thinking about some of the things as far as goal setting, as far as, timelines that we want to put on these. Like, what are some things that, a lot of us, I think we get caught up in the free time. We're like, oh, he landed on free time. Yes, leisure time. But hey, you got to put in the work, right? These businesses, they put in the work to be able to have the joys of the business, right? And that's what we're asking you to do. Treat your mind like a business. Put in the work so that you can enjoy this, right? Work hard early so that you can enjoy the latter years of your life, right? So like I say this all the time, run while you can run, right? Because when your body starts to break down and you start to slow down, right, then you're going to have to slow your butt down, right? And you can't run as fast or work as hard or do as many jobs or network and go here and go there like you probably would have when you were those younger ages. Okay. So that's free time. Any thoughts?
I just think that you appreciate it the more. Like when you put it in.
Yeah.
For however many weeks, months, whatever project or projects. It's something about when you planned that getaway. Okay, when I get this done, I'm going on this vacation, whether it's a weekend, whether it's a week or whatever. You just appreciate it more because for a fact you just put in work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is the close of Mind Your Business Day 3. Please feel free to go check out all of unless you got some comments on here. We got some comments. We'll stay on for a little bit. Oh, Jenny, I see you. She said, loves the specs. Hey, girl. Yes. Started, scheduling my free time, laugh out loud. It's been helpful. You know what? I actually just started scheduling my vacation time, right? Like started scheduling my vacation time, scheduling my conferences, scheduling. I mean, because to your point, right? If you schedule those, that free time, it'll allow for you to not feel guilty about the free time, right? It'll allow for you to, enjoy them, not feel guilty. But then when others ask, they recognize, hey, you deserve it. Like, I appreciate you for giving me my free time, my self-care, right? Like, she's like, hey, baby, you done worked hard. You go ahead, you go do your thing, right? That's what we're doing. We're creating a foundation. We're creating. What'd you say? When are you two coming back? I don't know. When you want to come back? You want to come back?
I guess we'll figure something else to talk
soon.
about.
We'll be coming back soon. Yes, we'll be coming back soon. Make sure that you share this out to anybody that you believe, might need this information. It might be useful to their life. They might be down and out and not recognizing that minding their business is the most important business that they need to mind. So we talked about a multitude of subjects. Please go back day 1, day 2. And today we're closing out day 3. As we talked about today, relationships, we talked about self-care, and we also talked about the importance of free time. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It's your boy, your favorite host and MC, Ronnel Blackmon, and Tanika Blackmon. That's right. She is going to be rocking it out. What you say, another great thing to do is be upfront about the time you have and stick to it. You got that right.
Marcus is over here preaching.
Marcus.
I will say this.
Like, where you been?
Probably because of this. In addition to sharing all of that feedback, good, bad, indifferent is always good. So if you can inbox Ronnel if you had any suggestions, if you have any thoughts about what you would like to talk about next, you just have to create another boot camp. I think that would be beneficial. But we always like feedback. I mean, I'm a leader, but I'm forever a student. So
absolutely.
You can, anything that we can better ourselves with, we definitely say, please send it our way.
Yes. Justin, I'll be talking to you tomorrow morning. Appreciate it. Appreciate the encouragement. You said phenomenal boot camp. Hey, man, we just putting one foot in front of the other, man. Being better each and every single day, right, than the last. And that's what we want to encourage you all as we continue to build community, right? We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going, okay? So this is January. We're going to continue this on. It might not be titled Mind Your Business Boot Camp, right? But we definitely believe that, if the community, needs leaders, the community needs resources. And if we need to be or can be those leaders and resources, we definitely will. Wanda, what you say? Next topic.
She got her suggestions.
And business. Men need to just let women rule the world. Oh my. No.
Write it down.
No.
Hey, just write it down.
I'll write it down. We'll talk about it. I don't know if we need to just let you rule the world. And there's a topic in the discussion
Marcus
for that.
Said, but they do. Okay, I'm not fooling with y'all.
You want to know what they do in secrecy? Okay, like they are the secret society. Next topic. You're right. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Again, please feel free to drop some comments in here. Drop some. Hit me up in a DM. Hit me up in a messenger as well. And feel free to let me know any thoughts that you had about this. If you want to see more of Tanika, please make sure that you put that in there as well, because her and her beauty just makes all of this
I love
like
too,
amazing. And I remember a time when she was like, "You gonna do what? You gonna do podcasts? You gonna get last? I don't know. Are you social enough for that?" I'm messing, but no. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. The Blackmons are here, and we're here to stay. We're here to have some fun. Holla black at your boy. Be a brave leader that's accountable to communicating knowledge, right? Again, share, like Q said, more T9. I love it. Yes. Yes, more wifey. Love the support. Yes, I love it too. I love it too. You don't know how hard it is to be sitting on here talking by yourself. The whole time I'm waiting on comments like, what's going on? I see you, Mama Debo. Hey, she said, very good. I love it. But yeah, so again, please make sure that you follow us. Please make sure that you like, subscribe to the podcast, Holla Black, as we continue to bring out podcast episodes each and every single week, and possibly maybe including some lives once a week. We may do that. I don't know. Thursday seem to be a hot night. So might be date night live. I don't know. With Ronnel and T. I don't know. With something. We're gonna figure something out, right? But hey, once again, thank you all for being on here. Truly appreciate it. I see we still got some folks. If you want to ask any questions Thank you, Aunt Helen. I loved your
Hey,
comment
Aunt
earlier.
Helen.
Aunt Helen was like, hey, she ran a business for 35 years. Communication is key. So over communicate as much as possible. Yeah. So everybody that's out there, man, if you just joined, we're wrapping up day 3. So day 3 is complete. This is the end of the Mind Your Business boot camp. And if you missed any of the days, day 1, day 2, day 3, please feel free to go check it out on the replay. Type in the replay, hit it in the comments whenever you felt moved by something. If there's some information that you would like to share to myself. All right, I see you, Cuzzo. Good night, fam. If there's any information that you would like to hear more of from us, from our perspectives, right? Or or just some different topics that you would like for us to cover, please make sure to let us know that as well. So again, like, share, subscribe. Day 1, day 2, day 3, it's in the books. Boot camp is over. Live. That's a wrap. Holla black at your boy. Peace. Holla. I'm gonna listen to the where the spirit of the Lord is. Yes. Matter of fact, no, this is how you close. I don't know if this. We can't do that. Yeah. It was when I think about Jesus, what he's done. Yep. All right. So once again, we're done. Wrapped up.